Hello, muchachos and muchachas.
What's shaking, dudes and dudettes? I recently made a video called Amberlynn Reid, Why is her channel successful? And you guys seem to like that one, so I thought it'd be fun to do another one. Now this one's gonna be about one of the bigger car food reviewers on YouTube. It's gonna be about Joey's World Tour, and if you're not sure who that is, I mean, this is him.
Hi everyone, this is Joe from Joey's Super Cool Food Reviews.
The man's a character, and he's obviously one of the bigger icons in this whole eating food in your car scene. I'm not sure how reviewing food while sitting in your car got so big. I'm not sure if just like everybody was out there, you know, just doing food reviews and everyone thought it was bland, so some people just decided to change the scenery was best. But now even that is pretty well saturated. But some people have been able to pull out ahead of everybody else, and one of these has obviously been Joey. You can see it pretty clear here. I mean, the guy has over 380,000 subscribers. That's definitely no small feat. The guy's a big deal on YouTube. And even if you look here, a video from 3 days ago, you're sitting at 30,000 views. Not bad at all. But you see some of his more popular uploads, and there's quite a few that get over 1 million views. I mean, that's a pretty big deal in the world of YouTube. If we look a little bit deeper into his stats, we do see he has a little bit under 900 total uploads. Like we said, a little over 380,000 subscribers, but he has over 77 million video views across his entire channel. There's some other fun facts about it too. You know, we can see that he's basically the 30,000th biggest channel on YouTube, which is pretty interesting to see based on subscribers. One thing I thought that was pretty interesting about his account though is when we look at his daily numbers. So right here we're looking at Joey's daily numbers. Now you might notice some things that are popping out right away, the red numbers. You know, how can you have negative views over a day, namely the negative 1.4 million views? I'm not sure exactly what happened there. He may have had to remove videos, or if he ended up deleting videos, that would have pulled the views off of his account. But I mean, otherwise it's a pretty healthy account. Definitely not as big as maybe he once was, but he's sitting at about, you know, the 30 to 50,000 a day range, which is pretty good. But as always, I mean, this begs a question. Why is this going so well for this guy? What makes this guy different than other YouTubers who are doing the exact same thing? And he's not the only one sitting in his car reviewing food. You know, there's a ton of people that do it, that have done it, and that will probably do it in the future. So what makes Joey so different? What allows him to split off from his competition and, I mean, come out as one of the key players in it? That's what we're going to look at, I mean, in just a second here. Now, before we jump into it, though, I don't want to waste a ton of time with this, but if you guys do enjoy the video or enjoy this series, please feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Only do that if you enjoy it, though. And also, if you enjoy this video, I have another one that's about Amberlynn Reid. I'd recommend you guys checking that one out, too. It's on my channel. It's actually organized in the playlist, so you guys will be able to see that as well. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into this. Now, essentially, it's going to come down to 3 reasons, 3 parts that I've broken it into. So I guess this is as good a time as any to introduce part 1.
Let's see what's inside.
So part 1 serves as the framework for what makes Joey's channel successful. It's what sets him up to actually do everything that he needs to do from the get-go. You know, it's what gives him the momentum to do everything, and that's going to be positivity. And there's not many people out there that you've probably ever met or have ever seen as entertainers on YouTube or on television that come even close to the amount of positivity that Joey shows. Honestly, I think that's even what brought me into actually just checking out Joey's stuff. It's fun watching someone be very positive. It's attractive, I guess is the better word. Sometimes it's okay to listen to people be negative and to listen to people, you know, just crap on themselves or others. That can sometimes be enjoyable, but it's not healthy, and it's not a long-term enjoyable thing to experience. You know, it gets old. It wears on you after a while. But people being positive, that's attractive and it's contagious, all right? And that's really what's important about Joey. Now, in a situation like this, I mean, usually we're just speculating because we don't actually have access inside of Joey's mind. But that being said, I mean, we do actually have something that Joey helped us out with here. In most of his videos, I guarantee you, if you choose a random video and you click on Joey's channel there, it's going to be positive. It's going to be very over the top with positive energy, and that's what drives his whole thing, you know? But there are a couple in there that he sprinkles in that are negative. And what's interesting to see there is that the negative ones, those are the ones that get the most backlash. Those are the ones where people watch them and they're like, wow, this isn't all that entertaining. And I think that's really important to see. I think that really just shows us how important being positive is to Joey's image. It's his whole character, it's his persona, you know, and to see him break that character, it just doesn't make sense. Just to give you guys an example, here, go ahead and check out this video of him being positive.
Buttery crust. It's really cheesy, and they put a lot of pepperoni on this.
Now check out this one of him being negative.
Didn't get any dipping sauce. I shouldn't have to ask. I didn't get the box. I shouldn't have to ask. Right? I didn't get a receipt. I shouldn't have to ask. It's all about customer service. Burger King. Get it? Do some retraining.
Now I could be completely off base here, so I want you guys to do me a favor. Just leave a comment down below. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer positive Joey, or do you prefer negative Joey? And tell me why, okay? Don't just say positive or negative. Say, you know, I like positive Joey because he makes me laugh, or I like negative Joey because it's more entertaining. I want to know what you guys have to say about it. I really do believe that the positivity is what drives the initial growth there, and it's really what builds the basis for everything. Now, Joey would probably not call it positivity. Joey and some other people might call it comedy, rather. I just wanted to avoid using that word because, I mean, sometimes he makes me chuckle, but he doesn't ever make me really laugh. And there's a lot of people out there who don't think he's funny, who thinks he's very cringy, but who could probably agree that, you know, the guy's just being very positive. Here's the issue, though. You can't just be positive. There has to be more to the equation. And this is what brings us to part 2.
Get the new pizza dipping thing. It's so good.
Hey, you know what's kind of fun? Watching a YouTube video. But you know what's even more fun? In fact, you know what's way more fun? Watching a YouTube video, but knowing that somehow you have the ability to interact with that person. You have the ability to potentially, even if it's a small chance, you have the ability to make that person change their video in some way. You are providing some level of input into that video. That is extremely important. Now, Joey, in my opinion, is, I think, a really good example of this. Not just because, I mean, he's good at establishing some sort of interaction, at communicating with his followers. I think he's good at it because he doesn't do it in the same way as everyone else does. He doesn't just say, hey, you guys do this and that. What he does is he'll do it in a unique way. He does call-outs in a fun way in a random part of his video. So you have to watch his videos in order to get the call-out, and the call-outs are actually pretty enjoyable. I mean, just check out this one right here.
I like the name Rattlesnake Fries. But before I start anything, I just have something to say. Really quick here. Hold on. Okay, I have to read this, okay? Megan McWilliams. Brian would like you to go to prom with him. What do you think? Come on, Megan. Come on. That's right. Woo, 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 woo. Hope it works out for you, Brayden. Anyways.
When I heard this call out, it literally brought a smile to my face. I thought it was maybe like the cutest thing I'd ever seen. It was one of the more unique ways I've ever seen anyone ask somebody to go to prom with them. And I thought that was just like a really fun thing. And I was just thinking, like, imagine if you were that person. Imagine if you were watching Joey all of the time and he allowed you to basically enter into his world. He basically reached out from the screen and he said, hey man, I'll give you a call out. I think that is an extremely powerful thing, and it just goes to show, I mean, I think it's a big piece of why Joey's channel has grown so tremendously well. I think we can even see it in real life examples. I mean, if I go to a video and it loads up and it pops up, you know, with the video and I'm watching it, one of the first things I like to do is scroll down and read the comments. It's very fun to see comments, especially when the comments are talking, you know, kind of back and forth with like the owner of the channel or with each other. I think it's very fun when there's a discussion there. One of the biggest things that irritates me on YouTube is when people disable comments, when they're just gone and we're not able to have that discussion below the video. I think it takes a huge chunk of enjoyment away from a video when that interaction is gone. And that being said, being able to play upon the interaction, being able to do that in a unique way and to call out certain things with the interaction, I think that gives Joey a very definitive edge over the competitors. So we've got positivity, the base work here. We've got the interaction, which is, you know, how he derives into the people that are actually watching. But there's a third piece, and I think this one is probably the most important.
Rattlesnakes, they don't sting, they bite, right? So this must have a good bite to it.
If you ask anybody out there what the most important thing is when starting up a channel or you like a YouTube channel or even a social media platform, anything like that, it's going to be consistency. It's going to be, you know, maintaining a strict schedule for it. But not only that, it's setting up a brand and representing that brand on a consistent basis. Out of all the YouTubers that I ever really watch, I think Joey does this the absolute best. Let me show you what I mean. So first, we've got Joey's channel. I mean, pretty straightforward. The guy is basically what you see right here. He does, you know, food reviews, Joey's World Tour, food reviews. Woo woo woo. And you look at his channel and look at what happens when you scroll down. I thought this was absolutely fascinating. Do you notice what happens here? All of his videos have a very similar thumbnail, and some of them even, especially when you look at the more popular uploads or the most recent, have a very similar color scheme and very similar layouts. And that's really important when it comes to a YouTube channel. When you set up a consistent basis like that and you get people that do enjoy your content, what you're saying there is that, you know, this colorful background behind me and these pictures of food and me in there, that's my staple. And if you watch a video and all of a sudden you see it on the side, you're going to know immediately that that's Joey's World Tour. And if you enjoy him, hey, you're going to click. It doesn't just stop there though. There's something else I want to show you guys.
And so that's why they probably put jalapenos in the jalapeno sauce.
What you saw there was pretty simple, but it's basically the format of all of his videos. He's always sitting in the same spot, eating food in a clean car, and doing very similar things. And then he goes deeper into it though, and this is what's important. There's a couple things I want to talk about with this one, with his mannerisms, I guess you could say. Whoop whoop whoop. Your Aunt Connie will love it.
Your Aunt Connie, this will knock her socks off.
Those three things define Joey, and he does all of them in pretty much almost every video of his. And it makes me laugh, it makes me chuckle every single time he does those. It always catches me off guard. I never really expect it, but then it happens. And I think his consistency with that, it's allowed him to build a persona around those things. It's what allowed him to become a comedic food reviewer. It's these weird things. But there's something even deeper than that. I know we keep going down these levels, but this is the final piece. And this is what really, I think, makes him a successful person when he does these things. And that's how he displays his merchandise.
Rattlesnake fries from Taco Bell. It's just out. It's brand new. So let's see what's inside. Okay, muchachos and muchachas. I'm at Taco Bell. I'm doing their new rattlesnake fries.
When I saw that, I was extremely fascinated by it. I thought it was really cool. It's like a product placement thing. Now his is pretty obvious, but you know in movies like when someone's just drinking a Pepsi, they don't really even acknowledge it, but that person is just drinking Pepsi. Pepsi paid them money to do that, to put that in there. That's one of those things that they just kind of hide in there, and Joey does it very well right here, except for in this one, he's advertising his own merch. Imagine if I was just talking like this, and I wanted you to buy my merch. But imagine instead I was talking about something else and I just had this right here the entire time and you were just looking at it and you were like, oh, I wonder if this guy has merch. Or what if one came up like this right here and said sponsored by something, or if it was just hidden, you know what I mean? Throughout, and you saw that and it was always just edging at your mind. Speaking of which, just something I wanted to throw out there, I do have a link down below. Now, what I used to record my videos is the Blue Yeti microphone. It's an awesome microphone. I think it sounds great. I mean, it's one of those things that where if you were just looking at starting up a YouTube channel, or if you were just looking at like gaming with your friends, or just, you know, just using audio equipment for anything really, I think you guys should check it out. It's very affordable, very awesome microphone. And what's cool about it as well is you guys end up clicking the link and you end up purchasing through it, it ends up actually, I get a cut of it there, you know, so it ends up supporting the channel, and I really appreciate that, you know? Overall, I think that's what it comes down to. It comes down to those three things. It comes down to not comedy, but positivity. People watch Joey because he's very positive. But not only that, they also watch Joey because he interacts with his audience. They like being able to talk to someone who's positive and who likes to drive that interaction. But as a third thing, and most importantly, he's consistent with it. And the final piece of that, I mean, his upload schedule. He uploads very frequently, which is awesome to hear. It's probably not great for his health because he's always eating food like that, but it's awesome for people who are fans of him, you know, which is a good thing to do. So there it is. Positivity, interaction, consistency. I firmly believe that if you use all of these things, I mean, it's a good recipe for not a bad channel. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think I'm off with the list? Do you think I'm missing something? Or do you think I'm way off with something? Just let me know down below. My only request, though, is that if you are going to do that, just let me know why. I really love reading through and I love the nitty-gritty as to the reasons why things are either correct or incorrect. I really appreciate it. And actually, while you're down there as well, there's this thing. It's like it looks like this, kind of. If you guys click that, I really appreciate it if you enjoyed the video. Also, there's a subscribe button if you want to see more of my content or if you just enjoyed the video. I'd appreciate that as well, but only if you enjoyed it, alright?
Check out my tweets and my twerks and everything in between. Please share, like, and subscribe to
Yestervark. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.